Hi everybody, Rifle with you back again. I want to thank everyone for their patience over just over a year. I've absolutely neglected the YouTube channel, so bear with me as I've been super busy, an executive MBA. I will finish this year. I just had to get a video out there because some of you have been asking, and again, there's all that neglect. For anyone that's new to the channel, welcome, and go ahead, click on the Discord link where we're having all kinds of great conversations regarding all things JTAC and close air support, something that I hold near and dear to my heart. Today, I want to give another toolbox or another tool for your toolbox, whether you're a professional pilot, JTAC soldier, or an ARM simulator kind of SME or subject matter expert, and especially there's tons of DCS guys in here like myself because I'm a closet aviation nerd. What do we want to be able to talk today is I'm bringing you back to Yodaville, which is real world. It's the southwest of Arizona, and it's an air-to-ground live munitions range. Excuse me, I'm tongue-tied as it's been a while. And essentially what we have right now over Yodaville, you've got that blue circle, and that looks a lot like what we've talked about in the past for routing and safety of flight. We're looking at a ROZ, right? The restricted operations zone, and that can belong to the JTAC. You'd have an external controller. We've covered this in past videos, and external controller is sending jets to the JTAC, who's supporting his ground force, and let's say that's 10 nautical miles, that circle, and the blue where Yodaville is, there's a grid on there, and he says, okay, in the center of this grid, 10 nautical miles, but also looking here, I've put just like a red circle, and that's going to be our TEZ today. The TEZ is your tactical engagement zone, and so what is that? What are you talking about, Rifle? And I just want to move along to our smooth whiteboard, sexy application that I've done here. One of the things that we set up for routing and safety of flight once we're around the objective, ready to strike, is the keyhole. So again, wherever your target is, the keyhole, your echo point is going to be probably like what I've put down over here. Let's say this is the anchor where all planes are at. And what I want to be able to show you guys is the keyhole. So you've got some players in alpha, so you're just north, and then delta to the west. Again, there's keyhole video out there that I've made. And they may be at different altitudes for a variety of reasons. Geographical features, clouds, right? You just want to be extra safe. Maybe they're not at the same altitude. One of the challenges that we can have when a bunch of players are at these locations is how they're constantly loitering around. B1, for example, will have a much larger loiter space than an A10, for example, and some players may be closer or further away. What you want to be able to do, or using this TEZ, if you will, is go back to this guy here. From within Yodaville, if we make a TEZ of 5 nautical miles, the tactical engagement zone, it means no one's allowed in there, but everyone is allowed to employ munitions only inside the TEZ. So now if we've got our A10s up to the north, and we've got some at Delta over to the west, your 9 lines, procedure, none of that changes. What is happening, however, in your remarks is, hey, we've got a TEZ in the works. It's the same keyhole echo point, and once the TEZ is 5 nautical miles, in this case, large. And so once an aircraft is coming into the TEZ, they don't have to change their altitudes. They call in to the TEZ, and then everything's the same. In with heading, as per your remarks, in the 9 line, you give them a cleared hot, nothing changes there. All they know is that you've demanded that, hey, there's a TEZ, this is what it is. Call when entering the TEZ, call when exiting the TEZ. The big plus here is that they don't have to change their altitudes. So, you know, something that just, you could have multiple altitude blocks for your keyhole. I think I could have really scrapped this one. Let's get down to the weeds of it all. In this picture here, let's say you've got your north up this way, and then you got A10s and F-16s stacked to Bravo for whatever reason. Could be geographical features, inclement weather, maybe there's a SAM system further out to the west, or AAA. So for the A10, this is an easy day. The F-16's up above. There's no factor there whatsoever. The A10 gets their news, right? And they're entering the TES, and you don't even need a TES at this point. So the A10s come in, 9-line, no change, hogs in hot, cleared hot, and he's off. Once they exit the TES, this is when the F-16 gets all hot and excited, because they don't have to go down into someone else's altitude blocks. They do not have to worry about their weapons going through altitude blocks. They can come on in and they can start just entering the TES, cleared hot. You just follow the regular parameters that way. I just want to thinking to myself here really quick. One of the other features like weapon systems you could be thinking about, especially in DCS world these days, is once the A10s are out of this TES, then these guys, one of the features that can be used is not only like a level delivery, but if the F-16s want to come in and Vipers are hot, APKWS or a gun run, they don't have to worry about going through the altitude block of the A10s. Right? It's kind of a RAWS within a RAWS, and it's just a weapons free flowing area, if you will. And then this is kind of a bad picture, but it gives you an idea of how do I want to do this here. Let's go back to this guy. One of the things that a lot of people don't do, and I found out the hard way in Afghanistan, is into the overhead. One of the things that we would be able to do is, instead of giving a keyhole echo alpha 5, the alpha 5 means is implied 5 nautical miles, come no closer than. But if you give an echo 5, right, so there's A, B, C, D, E, an echo 5 means your A10s are going to loiter no closer than and give a big 5. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong place. They're going to give a big loitering of 5 nautical miles all around like this. I apologize for that. I'm rusty, I know. And so while they do this, if you've got other players that are nimble aircraft, right? Like not a B-1 or a B-52 like that last thing, but as they're nimble, you could have like an engagement zone of say 3 or 4 nautical miles, and guys can just tip right in, and like that would be fantastic if they do that. One of the advantages of an Echo 5 is the aircraft is always kind of canted and they never mask. So those targeting pods that are on the wingtips, they wouldn't be masked for short durations, requiring the pilot to get his eyeball off sensors, etc., etc. But then they can just tip right in. Once they come over, example, if we had let's say this is their overhead. If this was 5 nautical miles and the red circle would be 4 nautical miles, as these aircraft are just loitering around, and you've got A10s blocking 10 to 12, you've got 16s blocking 13 to 15. Once they come in to this TES, then they just go guns hot. I just want to look at this last thing here. I think this is self-explanatory. It's kind of like the cake within the cake. Again, if you guys have any questions, take it to the Discord or on here on YouTube. If you don't have Discord, I'm all good with that. And so the B-52s, like hard time thinking that they would like actually pickle something into the RAWs or into the TES rather, but you can see how when you're stacking people into the overhead, let's say these were F-15s, right? You can definitely get some JDAMs off and give near 90-degree dive angle on those weapon systems. The TES, think about it. Let me know if you have any questions on that. And I really hope this was a smooth video. I haven't done one in a while. Hope the audio is all right. But I plan on doing a few more before I get back on my high horse on the Executive MBA. Until then, kill everything with everything simultaneously. Cheers.